Hello and a very warm welcome. We are live here on ET Now, tracking all the ebbs and flows of the election results. And right now we have BJP Spokesperson Nalin Kohli joining us on ET Now. Mr. Kohli, glad to have you with us. Just before going live with this broadcast, I was looking at the Prime Minister's tweet. It has just come out and it says people have placed their faith in NDA for a third consecutive time. This is a historical feat in India's history. But as we absorb the numbers, it is quite clear that the BJP will have to stand on the might of their coalition partners. What is the sentiment at this point in time when you ask the BJP about how they've done in this election? Mr. Kohli.
I think if you look at the election, certainly the numbers are certainly. Are you getting my audio? I hope I'm clear.
Coming through.
Hello, are you getting my audio? Yes, thank you. So I think to answer your question, the fact is that the BJP has, and it's historic for it to come back to government for a third time consecutively. 2014, full majority, additional numbers from our NDA. 2018-19, full majority, additional numbers from the NDA, 353 in all. And 2024, almost 295 or so seats, and a clear majority with our NDA. So I think that's a historic big. The BJP itself is the single largest party, by and large way ahead of all other political parties. The Congress is barely at 3 digits. The others are, so the BJP is 2.5 times the Congress in terms of the seats. It's about 6 times the seats that other political parties have got. So I think 6-7 times. So the BJP has done remarkably well. But yes, it's less than our expectations. It's less than our target. And we'll have to introspect in terms of the results in UP, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Haryana, Bengal, primarily. In other states, we have done phenomenally well, like say Odisha, forming a government for the first time and getting 18 odd seats out of 21.
Target was 400 par, Mr. Kohli, so there would be some sense of disappointment with the kind of numbers that the BJP has gotten at this point in time. Do tell us about, at the outset, optically, what do you say would be the possible reasons for the kind of numbers not meeting the BJP's expectations?
So, I've been in the party for 22 years and I've been election in charge and Prabhari for at least 4 states over the last 10 years and been involved in, maybe about 4-5 other elections too. And my learning from 2004 onwards is that there is never a pan-Indian reason that can be seen. It's very rare. It's really a mixed bag which is state by state. Let me give you an example of 2004. The general analysis was that India's shining cost the BJP NDA its government. India was shining only in cities. That's where the BJP won, and the rural India voted the BJP out. When you analyzed it and went deeper, it was absolutely different. The BJP lost in all cities except Bangalore and won all its seats in the tier 2, tier 3 and rural areas, including the largest number of SC, ST and such marginalized seats. Now, it just was completely opposite to the narrative. So if you'd ask me today, what are the reasons that we have lost? It's not just premature, it is without data, it's without analysis. We'll have to wait and see. The story of Uttar Pradesh will be dramatically different to the story of, say, Maharashtra or Rajasthan. Within Uttar Pradesh, the various regions may be different, which means you have Western Uttar Pradesh, Braj, you have Central Uttar Pradesh, you have Eastern Uttar Pradesh. The analysis of each place would matter differently. Somewhere there may be caste factors, somewhere there may be arithmetic factors, somewhere there may be candidate factors. So it's a plethora of issues. After this is all analyzed, one is able to perhaps build the 6, 7, 8 reasons that need to be addressed. And I'm sure the party would. That's how the party has always functioned.
Mr. Kohli, even as we speak, there are media reports coming through about parties within the India bloc, the India alliance, trying to lure away some of your NDA partners. What do you have to say about any such moves that might be underway?
So I have 2 comments to make on this. The first is it's in a democracy and it's a healthy functioning democracy. People talk. But if, if the Congress and its allies are sending out a message, we will talk to the BJP and its allies. I mean, just pause for a minute. Is there anything that prevents the BJP from talking to the Congress allies? Nothing. So, I mean, that's how democracy is. So, what is this overconfidence about? And I think the Congress party particularly owes an apology to the nation and to the Election Commission. What was the Congress party's stand? That democracy is in danger. Democracy is strong, it's healthy, it's functioning. It has given the BJP a resounding victory in some places and a defeat in other places. It has given the Congress party more than double seats, almost double the seats it had the last time. So how is democracy in danger? And the screaming from, foreign lands, what are America and Europe doing about the democracy being in danger in India? What can be more contrary to the truth than what we have seen in today's result? How are the EVMs malafide or tampered with? If the Congress party is increasing its shares of seats, its allies have done well in several places, how is the EVM suspect? So I think they have done great disservice to democracy, to the Election Commission, and they owe an apology.
Well, you cited several factors for the kind of numbers that the BJP has been able to clock in this time, and yes, the NDA as a whole as well. But when you look at the opposition and you look at what the India Alliance has been able to put together by way of numbers this time, what are the reasons you ascribe to those?
It's difficult to say so, because if I look at the entire election, it really comes down to 4 or 5 states in terms of the defeats for the BJP. Uttar Pradesh, then Maharashtra, where we have certainly come down heavily from the last election, Rajasthan, where we lost about 10 seats, Haryana about 7 seats, and Bengal. So, I mean, broadly, these are the chunks which has cost the BJP seats, and these will have to be analysed. On the other hand, we've done extremely well in Odisha. We chose the right partner, and we have a very strong alliance in Andhra. The BJP has done very well compared to the last election of the assembly in Karnataka. We've gone up to 18 seats, while it may be less than originally what we had, 25. But don't forget, we faced a pretty bad defeat in the assembly elections less than a year ago. So I think we've held on to Madhya Pradesh, in fact gone ahead to get a full house there. In Gujarat, Chhattisgarh. So I think the BJP will analyze these states where we have not done well, and whatever are those shortcomings, we will tie it up.
Well, the markets have been widely hit by the kind of numbers we've seen being put together by the current dispensation and the NDA alliance. And the real question is about stability. It is about the reforms agenda and whether we can see continuity over there. That's what the markets need to be reassured about. Now, with the possibility that the BJP will have to rely that much more on coalition politics going ahead, where does that put the reforms agenda of the Modi government of the last 10 years?
So I don't see any contradiction in a coalition government preventing a reform agenda. How is it anti-coalition for highways to increase, or India to be on the path to be an attractive destination, increase manufacturing, bring in more foreign investment into the country, take it from the 5th, 4th largest economy, earlier from the 10th to the 5th, 4th, and now move on to the 3rd. These are all positive agendas. They help Indian citizens. They help the economy pull out people from poverty. So I see no contradiction there. Certainly the markets, if they are reacting harshly today, as they have, it means that they want a positive government. That message is not lost on anybody. It's not only about the BJP. That message goes down to every ally of the BJP. It goes down to everyone in the opposition. They also have a role and a stake in a healthy performing democracy. And if they are obstructionist to stop reform in the interest of India, that is also something that Indian citizens and voters would see. So I think the message of the market is a positive one through all of this, that yes, we want reform, we want it to continue, and we want India to be the most attractive foreign investment destination in the world.
Two factors that would have had a role in these elections, and I want to understand how you think that has played out. One is inflation, and the second is job creation. How do you think that has played out in this election? as far as the BJP study is concerned, there would be thoughts that would go through when you're doing your introspection as well on these two counts?
So first on inflation. The track record of the 10 years of the Modi government is far better than the track record of the preceding 10 years of Dr. Manmohan Singh's government. And you have to only take out the data. The data is that if you would find under the UPA, Congress UPA, it went up to 13% and hovered around 8 to 10% for a very, very long time. Under the BJP, it's primarily been in the 6% range. So that's a marked improvement over what it was in the preceding 10 years. But that it should be lower, certainly. That is the reason why we've seen the monetary policy of the RBI rather aggressive in terms of, constantly to keep inflation in check. So that's one part. Your second question is, just remind me, what was your second question on?
The Kohli. Job creation
Sorry, I
was
missed
the
that. What was
other
the second
factor
question
that
on?
I thought had a big role to play in this election.
Yes, thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. So I'm not sure that we would say it had a massive role to play, because when I look at job creation, I tend to look at it, and yours being a program which is meant for investors, for those who understand economic issues, is that whether it is Startup India or Make in India, or whether you're looking at institutional expansion, whether you're looking at the IITs, the triple IITs, the IIMs, medical colleges, universities. I mean, almost about 700 universities were added in the last 10 years. So that's a lot. If you're looking at infrastructure, which also is leading to job creation, Startup India was 125,000 startups across 600 districts, which means tier 2, tier 3. So yes, there has been, I would say, a decline in jobs in the government, which is what I think every reform-oriented society wants. They don't want jobs in the government to increase. They want jobs in industry to increase. Now, the second part to employment is employability, which means that where there is a job, the necessary skill sets have to match with that. Otherwise, industry may have a job but not find a taker. So I think that's the other thing which comes in when you look at a plan of skilling people and educating them to meet the needs of, ensuring that they are able to meet the needs of the industry, and therefore you have a perfect match between a job and a job seeker. So the government has worked on it. I don't think that employment is, or unemployment is a massive national issue. What I think is underemployment might be an issue. And that something requires a further study. That there may be people who are finding part employment but not employment to their maximum satisfaction or desire. And therefore, do we need to skill up them so that they can have more permanent employment or meet the requirement of where the demand and supply issue is there? That requires some more homework, I think.
In terms of India's consumption story, and that's the bankability that, foreign investors would be looking at. Now, with the kind of numbers that the next government would be working with, how much of India's ability to draw foreign investment is likely to get impacted, according to you, looking at the kind of factors that ratings agency would consider?
It's too premature to make that comment, because that is based on an assumption that there is instability here. I would be prone to say that there is stability in India. And this election is also a vote for stability. That's why the BJP NDA has got a clear majority. So there's no looking for forming a government. There is a government number, and that number was making sure that there will be a government. People have voted for that. So I think I would hold my horses on that aspect. It may be a fear. Whether that fear is going to turn into reality, I'm prone to believe it won't.
Pieces as far as the political scenario in India is concerned, looking at the kind of numbers that we have at the moment, but we are tracking all of that. Mr. Kohli, it's a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you for joining us with your perspective. BJP spokesperson Nalin Kohli with us on ET Now.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.